Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, SHAMAIWAN, double honor to the elders and apostles, the great millstone, shalom to my YAHAWAH, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity, as well as the speckled bird that may look like the other nations, but are actually Yasharallah. This book of Cup coming at you with another lesson, 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 25. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible crown, an incorruptible. So basically, today's lesson is going to be on the, I don't know I forgot what term I used in the first time I tried this, but the goal, I guess, end goal that we want in when it comes to the comparison of serving YAHAWASHI versus serving our own flesh. All right, and as a result of that, I made an observation given this society and how things are ran, and I think that this is the best way to kind of like demonstrate and show that how things are going right now. How things are going right now, it is incredibly evil. Obviously, I think that's one thing that's a given, but it's also something to understand that being a follower of YAHAWASHI, we understand that what the things that we're doing here is going to it's going to matter, because we're going to get something, we're going to gain something from it, and we're going to gain the kingdom of heaven. But the fact of the matter here is that people are living for this society, living for this world, and it's not going to get them anything. All right, so I want to let this video play, because this was a part of the inspiration, a part of it, not the main thing. But I'll let the video play.
Then you spin it. That's not leadership. I hate to say it. That's manipulation. I did believe drain the swamp. It never happened. I believed in accountability, and it was coming. It never happened. I believed things would be different, and they are different in a lot of ways that I really love, but not for the most important ones. My priorities are simple: God, family, country, faith, morality, values, and truth. Those come before any man, before any party. This is how great nations fail. When people stop questioning, when loyalty replaces principles, that's when countries fail. Because history shows it comes when leaders and institutions lose all credibility. We already went through that crap with Obama and Biden. I supported him, and I was wrong. He has a lot of damage to undo, and I really hope he does. There's only one that we can rely on, and that's Jesus Christ, the Son of the living God. So if you're okay with burying the Epstein truths, letting victims never see their abusers pay the price, at the end, a man depicting himself as Jesus, I don't know what to tell you, except if you meet Jesus in the end, the only words he's going to say to you will be, "I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity."
And the key thing here that he said, I really want to get into, but because all of it is obviously it's relevant, but the thing here is that if you think about it, listen to this, and I'll talk about it.
So if you're okay with burying the Epstein truths, letting victims never see their abusers pay the price,
I think that's the main thing. Where if you think about it like this, like you are living your best, doing your best to do all the right things, because you think you were told if you were a good person, if you did this, you did that, life is going to be good for you and all that stuff. But then you're doing all that stuff, and then you see, okay, well, I'm trying to be good, I'm trying to do all this, I'm doing the best that I can, but these people that hurt me, these people that abuse me, misuse me, and all that stuff, they just keep on prospering. All right, and that's another precept. Let me get that. In Psalms chapter 73, verse 3, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked, for they are not For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Basically, over here is that they don't have to suffer consequences of their actions like other men. And one of the things I said in the first time I did this lesson, because it's the second time me doing it, recording it, I had said that if a Jake tries to steal a candy bar from a store, armed robbery or whatever, then he gets a lot more time. I don't know the exact date, but he gets a lot. Even if he's a repeat offender, he gets a lot more time for, or a lot more punishment for doing that. Even if he stole like $100 or $1,000 or whatever, he gets a lot more time doing that. All right, compared to Esau, where he does fraud, he steals more than thousands of dollars, millions of dollars and whatnot, which actually legitimately happens, and they just get a smack on the wrist. They get freaking house arrest in their already nice houses and stuff like that. It's like that's how unfair and how evil this society is. Where again, if this is what we if this is the entirety of life in this society, then of course I would hope that most people would want to live in the kingdom of heaven, because the kingdom of heaven is going to be righteous, it's going to be just, it's going to be fair, it's going to actually have things that work for righteousness. All right, and to further support this, Ecclesiastes chapter 8 verse 11, because the sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. And again, people are not, or let me specify, the wicked, they are not being judged immediately, but funnily enough, the righteous are judged immediately, because YAHAWAH wants us to do better, be better, and not just fall into fall into our bad habits. He wants us to be corrected immediately. All right, but he doesn't give that same correction onto the wicked. Now, Proverbs 11 verse 21, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. Okay, so over here it says that the wicked shall not be unpunished, but yet people think that, the being evil, being this, that's the way to go and stuff like that. But actually, let me tell you a story, because there was a meteor shower in America during slavery times, and it was during slavery times, and what happened was a lot of the slave owners, they had said, "Oh my God, this is judgment from God," or whatever, and then they basically they freed all of their slaves and stuff like that, telling them, "This is where we sent your family. You can go over there, and we just hope that God will have mercy on us and stop the thing," and stuff like that. So basically, what happened was they knew that what they were doing was wrong when they were enslaving us, and then after the meteor shower ended, they went back and just kept on doing the exact same thing that they were doing prior. The reason why I bring that up is because that demonstrates that Esau, he knows what he's doing. But it's only when, because it's like a child, by the way. It's like a child, where a child will behave, quote unquote behave, when there is an authoritative figure that's going to stop them, that's going to threaten judgment on them, but they won't actually behave when that authoritative figure is gone. So in that sense, in the story that I just told you, where there was a meteor shower, you can go Google that, by the way. When it comes to the meteor shower, they basically acknowledge that, okay, YAHAWASHI is there. He actually is doing stuff to get mad and show that he's not pleased with how they're treating us. And then after that finished, and they're like, okay, well, that means that YAHAWASHI is gone. He's not doing anything, so we can just go back to doing what we wanted. And then, of course, slavery didn't end by a fucking meteor shower, but you get the point of what I was trying to demonstrate, that when things are bad, when the Lord makes his presence known, and that's when these devils want to actually fix up or act right and do the right things, but instead of that, hold on a second. But instead of that, he would rather just, okay, well, when no one's looking, which YAHAWASHI is always looking. When no one's looking, I'm gonna be this terrible person and stuff like that. All right, well, Esau is not going to get away with that type of stuff. Okay, the Lord is basically allowing him to accumulate all the evil and all the wicked that he's done, so that the Lord can make him pay for everything all at once. All right. Now, next, 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 13. But them that are without Yahweh judgeth, therefore put away from among yourself that wicked person. Basically, the Yahawadah is going to judge the people that don't want correction. Okay, and Esau does not want correction. He just wants to do his own thing. So then, when the time comes, when judgment comes, and Yahawadah is going to just overwhelm him with all the evil that he did. Okay, but again, one of the main things is that there is going to be a payoff for all the suffering that we're doing. We're struggling through all this stuff now in order to be blessed with the kingdom of heaven. But the flip side of that is that people now, they don't want to struggle. They don't want the hardships. They are fully content with being this evil demon. All right, now, be it rich, be it poor, be it middle class, be it whatever. All right, and then they complain. They complain for all the stuff, thinking that, oh, why is this economy so bad? Why is this? Why is that? Or whatever, stuff like that. But again, like, the payoff is, this is the payoff. Like, there's nothing else outside of that. All right. Where is it? Oh, here. Luke chapter 6, verse 24. But woe unto you that are rich, for ye have received your consolation. And this is another thing that proves it, where right now the society, the people that are enjoying this society and don't have any plans for Yahawadah, or don't have any plans for the kingdom of heaven. When I say plans, I mean like serving Yahawadah or being a part of the elect. They are the ones that are receiving their consolation now, where they are thriving and enjoying this society here now, but they're not going to enjoy the kingdom of heaven later. All right, and that's basically what the kingdom of heaven is, our payoff. As I said before, where this is their quote unquote payoff, where they decided that they don't want to work towards the kingdom, so that there is no payoff. Their payoff is instant, as in, okay, well, you don't really have to work because you're just enjoying whatever is here in front of you right now, rather than the things that are better down the line with Yahawadah. Which, let's actually get that in John 14:2. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. Where over here, it says that in my Father's house are many mansions, and we know that a mansion is bigger than a house. And it says that the house of Yahawadah hold many mansions. So the mansions are representative of the surplus blessings that's waiting for us. All right, where we will get and gain way more than we would ever need. All right, and that's again what we are working for and striving for. Which actually, let's also get into this. Matthew chapter 6, verse 19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust do corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust do corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. And again, this also further cements in terms of blessings, because the spiritual blessings, the kingdom of heaven's blessings, that is something that you will never lose. But the blessings for what's it called? This kingdom, all right, that's something that you can lose. Oh, you can go bankrupt. You can have people steal from you. You can have the government confiscate your wealth and whatever. Like a whole bunch of stuff can happen. All right, where you run out or you lose the things that you have in this society. But with YAHAWASHI, you can't. He will not allow you to lose the stuff that you have, the blessings that you have in the kingdom. All right, which goes to show just how it's not worth it to seek this kingdom's payoff. It's worth it to seek the kingdom of heaven's payoff. All right, which I started to accept that. Anyway, personally, I mean that in a personal sense. But anyway, what's the next thing? What was I gonna do? Oh no, not next. It was what was the precept that I need to start? The verse I was trying to read. I should have highlighted this. I think it's verse 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 11. For we which live are always delivered. Hold on. Verse 11. For we which live are always delivered unto death for Yahawashi's sake, that the life also of Yahawashi might be made manifest in our mortal flesh. So over here, the first part of it is that we are delivered unto death for Yahawashi's sake, as in, like, we are willing to die, quote unquote die, in the sense of dying in the flesh. Now, you have to understand that there's a separation, because let me actually get the precept instead of explaining in it. Mark chapter 8 verse 35. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, but whosoever shall lose his life for my sake and the gospel's, the same shall save it. That's basically what it means, where you are living for Yahawadah. You are relinquishing your carnal fleshly life for Yahawadah. All right, so continuing on, and I'm not saying to kill yourself. Please don't misinterpret the things I'm saying, or throw your life away. That's definitely not what I'm saying. Verse 12. So then, death worketh in us, but life in you. It's basically just like you're not living in the sense of like, this is for my future in this society, but this is for my future with Yahawadah. That's what it means. Like, you're not living to, oh, I want to be a part of this, a world famous actor or something like that. That's basically what it means, where you're not living for that. You're living for Yahawadah as your number one priority. So that's why it says in verse 12, so then death worketh in us, but life in you. So we will have life, the life of Yahawadah, but we're not going to, but death carnally translates into life in the kingdom, if given to Yahawadah. So continuing on, Slaki, hopefully you understood that. Next, I want to get Daniel chapter 12 verse 2. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall wake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. Let me read that again. Daniel chapter 12 verse 2. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. Basically, what we have to look forward to is, again, the Lord is going to resurrect us, hence the relinquishment of our lives. Not, again, it might not always be literal, but It's more so the dedication unto Yahawah Yahawashi, right? Excuse me. John 3 verse 36, he that believeth on the Son hath everlasting life, and he that believeth not the Son shall not see life, but the wrath of Yahweh abideth on him. And this perfectly fits into what I was speaking on when I was talking about how the things that we're striving for, the payout, mind you, is that everlasting life, is the blessing of the King of Heaven, Yahawadah, whereas the other side of it is the that you are only working towards what this world can offer, which it is something that you can lose. All right. Yeah, so with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawadah, Shemi Yahawashi, Hashem, Rakwakwadash, honor to the elders and apostles, great millstone of Adbal, Shalom.